Brodes Media.
They shut out the Vancouver Canucks in their home opener. Sean Couturier with the penalty shot goes backwards, goes to his forehand, puts it piping in. Suck on that, Thatcher Demko. Now, Thatcher Demko was out of his mind. He saved Bobby Brink from scoring a goal, which I was like, come on, baby, like half a second before Bobby Brink got to the puck. I thought he was going to get a bingo, and here comes the pad out of nowhere. Damn it. And then, of course, the most iconic one of the night on Scott Lawton. Guy could not bury. Damn, stood on his head tall. But the most important thing is you got your 2 points. Carter Hart records a shutout. Delorier's line, I thought, played with some juice out there for sure. That's why I took the Flyers money line. They were dogs. They were dogs at home. And maybe there was something to do with, and I guess it's fair to throw it out there, even though I don't know how much that moves the line in totality because the Flyers are projected to be a bad team. But Sean Couturier's status was up in the air because he was dealing with an injury. And when I saw that, I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. We are not doing this already. We are not doing this now. The season just started. We haven't even gotten a full taste yet of what this new Sean Couturier is going to look like, and he's already battling something. Luckily, he still put on the jockstrap, laced up the skates, went out there and ripped one past Demko. Thank you. That was needed big time because I don't know if you hold off with a 1-0 lead the entire game. I don't know. Is Zamula's goal from the point enough? Well, you did get a shutout, bro, so maybe. I mean, maybe you are stupid today and you're just saying nonsense. It's very possible, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would have called that goal off that they said was goaltender interference for Vancouver with about 16 minutes to play in the third period. I have no idea. I shrug my shoulders at this point. I cross my fingers whenever it's for the Flyers or against the Flyers. I just pray it turns out whatever benefits me. I don't know what is and what isn't goaltender interference anymore. If the Flyers were the one to score that greasy goal, get into the blue paint, all right, muck and grind in the crease area, I would have 1,000% screamed at the TV if I saw the refs call that puppy off and the Flyers could chip into a 2-0 deficit. But hey, good for Zamula. I think he's playing excellent hockey right now. I got no problem with Andre being scratched. I got no problem with Brick and Forster being in the lineup. And Morgan Frost is all pissed off on the Jumbotron and during the broadcast when they were doing the big announcements before the game for the home opener, announcing the team. Morgan Frost looked pissed. He looked pissed. Okay, play better. Morgan Frost has been given every opportunity to save his damn career that you could ever ask for. At what point are you just going to perform? Other players are playing better than you. He has been horrible. He's been terrible. And there's Morgan Frost defenders out there that have been worried about the time. It's only been a few days. You're not giving him enough time. Enough time! I'm sick of this Morgan Frost experience. Either you got it or you don't. I'm sick and tired of babying around Morgan Frost. Well, Lawtz is playing center and the third line this. He hasn't played well. It's year in and year out. I'm not saying he's a lost cause because what I thought last year was towards the end, he scored a nice amount of goals. But if it's going to be this drama and this complain fest and this nonstop back and forth on Frost and Torts, I'm going to bang my head against the wall. So Mark Stahl played instead of Andre. Andre wasn't really ready to begin the season. I don't think that he proved enough to be here. And you don't really put someone in that position in the lineup night in and night out to learn and grow. He's too raw. There is a time where you're more willing to do that. There are certain players where it makes more sense. But with him specifically, he deserves more time in the A, I think. And you know how it takes longer for defensemen to really blossom and to keep up pace in this league and to take the beating physically. And for a young one and a small one, he isn't afraid to utilize his body. He's just not there yet. So I'm not going to bang on the table for Andre. I saw that on social. I saw that on Twitter. I can't believe Tortorella, he hates young guys. No, he doesn't. Look at this team. Look at this roster. Look at Forster and Brink. He does not despise the young ones. Look at what he did with Noah Cates last year and asked him to play that role. If you're doing your job and if you're ready for it, and even if you're not even necessarily ready for it, he will put you in the fire. Trust me. Hey, good old shutout for your boy, Carter Hart, who just played magnificent hockey. He played great in between the pipes. All right, your netminder did his job. Good old goose egg. And that second period, well, really the first period, the ice was tilted in the favor of Vancouver, who, remember, starting the season off, beating up the Edmonton Oilers, a top team in their conference. So you think that they're going to make a long playoff run. They go out and handle business pretty nicely, get 2 victories before coming to Philly. So they're feeling good about themselves. They're riding high. They're probably thinking, hey, we'll be okay against Philly. Well, the Flyers, after the first period, punched back pretty hard with the 23-2 shot advantage in the second. So for all the good that Vancouver might have been feeling heading into the first intermission, thinking, if we continue to pound them, if we forget the scoreboard for a second, forget it. We play this way, we tilt the ice in our favor, we'll win the game over the next 40 minutes. But then the Flyers came out shooting, guns blazing. 23-2. One hell of a watch. Probably could have been 3-0, 4-0. The score doesn't even indicate how well they played. And this is where I'm in a tough spot and I'm in a pickle. What the hell is this team, right? I don't think they're going to look as great as they did in that second period. That's not who they are consistently. I'd be shocked. I'd be stunned if that's what they do. 23-2. They're not going to overpower teams like that on a consistent basis. I also don't know if they're going to get outworked as heavily as they did against Ottawa, but in reality, it makes more sense for them to struggle against teams' forechecks like they did against the Senators than they are to look as dominant as they did against the Columbus Blue Jackets. You know what I'm saying? So far they played 3 games. They're sitting at 2-1. They're probably, oddly enough, more like they looked getting trapped against the Sens forecheck because I don't know how strong their defensive core is. But if Zamula is better than anticipated, then maybe. Because Zamula being in the game isn't the same as what happened when Andre was in the game. So, hey, remember that. And Rasmus Ristolainen returning. Not that he's the end-all be-all, but if you put him in there and he plays very well and he can be a shutdown defenseman and him and Sanheim could have some chemistry, well, maybe that improves the decor and then that whole Ottawa thing gets thrown in the trash and out the window and they do look more polished. And with Couturier being back, there's stability in that number 1 C role. And then you get a Cam Atkinson back. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. There's really not much of a sample size here, but really me talking through this describes to you where I'm at. I'm sort of stuck because I don't really know yet due to the lack of sample size. I don't know what they are going to be.